According to the latest reports, a Chinese-American man spent $100,000 to purchase a video from the dark web, and he was the one who handed the evidence over to the FBI, opening up a completely new line of investigation. The deeper the probe went, the darker the truth became. Tian Hairong and Cheng Qingsong were exposed through sloppily edited chat logs and fabricated evidence at the Bulgari hotel. All of this began to reveal the hidden links connecting Tianyu Media, Mango Media, and a shadowy network of power operating behind the scenes. But that's not all. A $270 billion money laundering scheme has just been uncovered, and the names behind it are shaking the entire Chinese social media sphere. Join us as we uncover the full story in today's video. Dark web video handed over to the FBI? Earlier, commentator Li Muyong reported that a Chinese-American man had paid $100,000 to watch a dark web video showing Yu Menglong being tortured. Yesterday, this same individual came forward, confirming this information. In this screenshot, someone asked the account, "Anti-communism means anti to the end," whether they were the one who had purchased and downloaded the footage. The account replied clearly, "Yes, that was us. $100,000. That's right." They explained that the video had already been handed over to the FBI and could not be shared publicly, as doing so would violate U.S. law, since the footage is now considered evidence. When asked whether the video contained disembowelment scenes, the person replied that they saw no such content, only brutal torture and cruel humiliation of Yu Menglong and his dog Fuli. The individual, who lives in California, stated they are not a follower of Chinese celebrities and had never heard of Yu Menglong before. "All I know," they said, "is that in the video, he was thrown down, there was no transition cut. Fuli was also beaten to death on the spot." 2 days after Yu Menglong was thrown down, Fuli's body was found in the grass outside a residential area. Both were tortured on the same day, though Huotui did not appear in the footage. In the video, as Yu Menglong was being tortured, Fuli barked furiously. A pink-haired woman identified as Song Yiren and another person, Fan Xiaohua, also known as Fan Shiqi, were seen kicking Fuli. The source described a short clip in which Yu Menglong cries out for Fuli, his voice clearly recognizable even though the setting didn't match the known location. He screamed, "Why are you doing this? Fuli, don't hit him. Fuli, I'm so sorry, it hurts so much. Fuli, we can't be together anymore." At that moment, Yu Menglong was covered in blood, crawling toward Fuli, who was already twitching after being kicked. A woman's voice mocked him. "Crawl! Crawl faster, haha!" The source confirmed that Yu Menglong was still alive before being thrown down, barely breathing, his face beaten beyond recognition. Besides, on October 9th, a fan from Taiwan posted several updates on Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok, claiming that due to the Chinese Communist Party's ongoing censorship and suppression, many people who had spoken out for Yu Menglong or possessed evidence had been blocked, silenced, or even disappeared. As a result, much of the current information now comes from non-official channels. The same fan revealed that Yu Menglong had been detained for at least 40 days, losing his freedom before August 2nd, and was moved multiple times on September 10th to places including private villas, hotels, and the Sunshine Shandong residential complex. They emphasized that there are witnesses and video evidence to support these claims. They also reported that on the dark web in Hong Kong and Taiwan, someone had offered 20 million new Taiwan dollars, about US $620,000, to purchase information about Yu Menglong's body after his death. Earlier speculation suggested that the body seen at the scene for the second time may have been a stand-in, not Yu Menglong himself, a claim that now seems increasingly plausible. Some netizens have also discovered that Ji Guangguang was allegedly responsible for the murder of Luo Shuaiyu. The Shanya Hospital, where Luo Shuaiyu died, is reportedly owned by Ji Guangguang's family and has been accused of illegal organ trafficking. After the Yu Menglong case, Ji Guangguang is said to have fled to the KK industrial zone in Myanmar. In addition, Qin Shi, a shareholder of the State Power Investment Corporation, the company that supplies electricity to factories in northern Myanmar, was found to have had their birth date information suddenly scrubbed from the entire internet. It is rumored that Qin Shi underwent plastic surgery to alter their appearance, possibly to hide their identity. These individuals, it seems, are desperately covering their tracks, because the secrets they hold may be too terrifying to expose. Tian Hairong and Cheng Qingsong continue acting to protect each other? At 3:06 p.m. on November 10th, the capitalist widow, Tian Hairong, spoke out for the second time. She publicly released her chat logs with the red-haired Cheng Qingsong, claiming she only wanted to clarify the truth. Tian stated that she met Cheng between 7 and 9:50 p.m. on September 10th at the restaurant in the lobby of the Bulgari Hotel in Beijing. She said that Cheng had independently edited, altered, and published their chat conversation without informing her. Born in the 1970s, Tian said she doesn't use the internet often, so she didn't respond immediately. Once she learned what had happened, she reported it to the police, hired a lawyer, and filed a lawsuit against Cheng. The evidence, she said, is now in the hands of the authorities. Tian also questioned why, apart from the part of the conversation about their meeting location, Cheng had deleted the message that said, "I'm handling something." To prove her innocence, Tian released both videos and images, including the full WeChat conversation, screenshots from Cheng for comparison, the dining receipt from Bulgari, and the electronic payment record. When these images are examined carefully, several major inconsistencies appear, possibly revealing an important hidden truth. According to commentator Li Muyan, in Tian's screenshot, at 6:40 p.m., Cheng said, "I'm fine." Tian responded with a heart and hug emoji. However, in Cheng's screenshot, the same emojis were sent at 6:41, 1 minute later. Next, in Cheng's version, after sending the emojis, Tian wrote, "I'm coming from the airport, so I'll arrive around 9. That message appeared at 6:41. But in Tian's version, the same line appears at 6:43. Why are the timestamps different? Looking again at Tian's screenshots, after that message, Cheng immediately replied, "I'm handling something," and added, "No rush." Yet in Cheng's screenshots, the line, "I'm handling something," is missing. Why did he delete it? Tian also released two pieces of supposed evidence. One, a dining receipt from the Bulgari Hotel, and two, a screenshot of the electronic payment record. Both, however, contain serious problems. The Bulgari receipt shows that on September 10th, 2025, the two sat at table number 13, ordered 3 dishes, 2 sodas, and a serving of Italian cheese, totaling 1,538 RMB, including tax and service charge. But notice the receipt. It looks brand new, almost without a single crease. Could a receipt kept for a month really remain in perfect condition? The time on the receipt reads 1917, meaning by then, they had already been seated and placed their order. Yet in Cheng's screenshots, they were still messaging on WeChat at 1936. So did they actually meet? The receipt suggests they did, sitting together at table 13 and ordering food at 1910. By 1936, they should have been eating. But why were they still chatting on WeChat at that time? If they were in a crowded place, perhaps they texted privately to avoid being overheard. But the receipt shows only 2 people at the table. Clearly, something was fabricated, and in editing the photos, they overlooked this inconsistency. Tian, in fact, exposed herself as a terrible teammate, not only confirming that Cheng had altered the screenshots, but also revealing her own deception. Next, let's look at the screenshot of the electronic receipt Tian released. The payment time is 21:20:26 on September 10th, totaling 1,538 RMB, the same amount as the physical receipt. But this image makes Tian's story even less credible. In the chat screenshots, the system status bar, signal, Wi-Fi, etc. shows both were using iPhones. The iOS status bar is clearly different from Android's. Yet the screenshot of the electronic receipt displays an Android status bar. What's going on here? Both Tian and Cheng use iPhones, but the electronic receipt was captured on an Android device. Who can explain that? It's clear that Tian isn't exposing Cheng. She's helping him clear his name. One writes the script, the other performs it. A perfect duet. This coordination suggests that those pulling the strings behind them are panicking, using these two to manipulate public opinion. But their execution is sloppy. The more they try to justify themselves, the more flaws they reveal. Think about it. Would a widow worth 1.3 billion RMB really use an Android phone? It's not impossible, but highly unlikely. And as for Cheng, with his eccentric personality, would he use Android? Also unlikely. He probably considers it beneath his image. If neither of them uses Android, then where did the screenshot of the electronic receipt come from? Could someone at the Bulgari hotel have provided it? If so, why would a Bulgari employee do that? Are they helping fabricate evidence? Is there a connection between them? Around the time Yu Menglong was tortured, the ex-account Xinwen Diaocha posted a video showing a floor with a distinct octagonal pattern, a design feature characteristic of the Bulgari hotel. According to sources, the video was indeed filmed at Bulgari, and the person appearing in it was Fan Xiaohua, also known as Fan Shiqi, forcing Yu Menglong to cough up the USB drive he had swallowed. Now recall the line Chun deleted, "I'm handling something." What was he handling? Could it be related to the incident of forcing Yu Menglong to spit out the USB? The fact that Yu Menglong was tortured at Bulgari suggests that at least some hotel staff were aware of what happened. Moreover, Bulgari providing fake evidence to Tian Hairon and Cheng Qingsong indicates that the hotel may be aiding these criminals, helping them lie. This raises a disturbing question. Could Bulgari itself be implicated in the Yu Menglong case? Mango Media's $270 billion money laundering scandal. Tianyu Media, the company that Yu Menglong was signed under, and its parent company, Mango Excellent Media, have been exposed for deeply troubling corruption and money laundering operations. On October 9th, as soon as the stock market opened, Mango Excellent Media's shares began to plunge. By 3 p.m., the stock had closed at 33.37 yuan, down 6.68%, a drop of 2.39 yuan, with a total capital outflow of around 122 million yuan. According to an insider on social media, this sharp decline suggests that major investors are fleeing. There are two main reasons. First, it was discovered that many of Mango Excellent Media's shareholders are actually shell companies, including two funds belonging to China's National Social Security Fund, Fund 1 and 2 and Fund 604, holding 16.8855 million and 10.78 million shares respectively. This means that ordinary citizens, pension and unemployment funds have been used to feed the demons. One netizen wrote sarcastically, "Now we know why retirement keeps getting delayed. Let's all just lie flat together." On October 8th, Mango Excellent Media's board of directors announced that Vice President Luo Zejun had submitted a written resignation due to work arrangements. After stepping down, he no longer holds any position at the company. In other words, Luo Zejun has completely left Mango Excellent Media. But why would a successful vice president suddenly resign? Some online users even claimed that the VP of Mango has fled. It's unclear whether this refers to Luo Zejun, but the chances are high. Could this have something to do with Yu Menglong's case? Mango Excellent Media is the parent company of Tianyu Media, the agency representing Yu Menglong. Public records reveal that Yu Menglong's name, along with that of several other artists, including Guo Junchen, was used to register trademark companies linked to weapon manufacturing. A post on Xiaohongshu stated that Tianyu Media established a studio for Yu Menglong in 2016. By April 2018, the studio had reached nearly 1 billion RMB, $140 million, in revenue. Then, in September 2018, another studio was registered under his name, covering industries such as medical equipment and agriculture, an extremely unusual move. The post claimed that Tianyu Media exploited Yu Menglong's studio for money laundering and illicit profit. If anything went wrong, Yu Menglong would take the blame, even though he was neither the owner nor had access to any of the profits. According to allegations, under Yu Menglong's name alone, Tianyu Media laundered up to 270 billion USD. When Yu discovered that his identity was being used for criminal registration and financial operations, he tried to leave Tianyu Media, but was threatened with harm to his family, forcing him to stay silent. An insider revealed that Tianyu's founder is Zhang Huiyi, originally from Taoyuan, Hunan province. She is said to be the chief designer and actual operator of the Mango Convergent Media model. In 2003, Zhang Huiyi promoted the establishment of Tianyu Media in Shanghai and was also the key figure behind the hit TV show Supergirl. The feng shui master Ma Xian has revealed on his programs that Tianyu Media, while outwardly an entertainment company, actually uses its celebrity business as a front for money laundering, arms trading, and occult practices. The company allegedly raises little ghosts, a form of dark spiritual talisman or cursed spirit from traditional sorcery, believed to harness demonic forces to help entertainers rise to fame. Rumors of such practices have long circulated within China's entertainment industry, but the Yu Menglong case has brought them back into the spotlight. Some unverified reports even claim that these little ghosts can be used in rituals, allowing them to possess an artist's body when a special incantation is recited to fulfill certain purposes, including sacrificial ceremonies. Tianyu Media reportedly prefers to recruit male artists with delicate, feminine beauty and gentle energy, using them in various ways, from sexual exploitation to transactional relationships with people in power, as part of bribery and control networks within the entertainment industry. What do you think about these new revelations? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to sign the petition for Yu Menglong. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.